Buenos días, bienvenidas a la tercera semana, semana 3, en que vamos a estudiar capítulo 3. So I'd like to welcome you to week 3, halfway through the semester already. And in this week, we will be going over capítulo 3. Okay? So when you click on semana 3, then this is what will appear. As you can see, the first is the video that I'm currently recording, and I will replace the prior video with this one. And then we have los objetivos y metas. Okay, so the objetivos específicos, the specific objectives that you're going to be using, is that students will be able to express more ideas and actions in the present tense. You're going to be learning irregular and stem-changing verbs. You'll be able to express future ideas using ir, a, plus an infinitive. And keep in mind, an infinitive in English is like to in front of a verb. To eat, to go, to study, to sleep. And in Spanish, the infinitive is easily pointed out by the word ending in either an AR, an ER, or an IR ending. Okay? You're going to talk about and recognize the difference between what and whom you know using the two verbs, meaning to know, both saber and conocer. You'll be able to identify in written and oral language the use of the personal a. And keep in mind, this a personal in Spanish, or personal a, it actually has no linguistic equivalent to it in English, and so therefore it's not translatable. It's just there, and you'll learn why. Students will be able to describe people, places, and things using appropriate structures. So we're going to work a little bit more on ser and estar, using adjectives and making sure that they agree with our subjects, or with the nouns that they're modifying, and also be looking at direct object pronouns. You'll be able to identify articles of clothing. There are many idiomatic expressions using the verb tener to express how someone feels. So you'll be studying that. Okay? As well as, I already mentioned, ser and estar. I apologize for the redundancy. And be able to identify and use proper etiquette when talking on the phone. Okay? So to help accomplish these objectives, you'll be watching the video, which I hope you're doing right now. You'll read the textbook and complete the corresponding MSL activities. There will be a quiz in Blackboard, which I'll talk about in just a moment. You will make sure that you have your language and cultural contact, the 2 hours. Okay? You'll take 2 quizzes in my Spanish lab this week. And you'll complete and turn in your language and cultural contact presentation. And like the My Spanish Lab activities, it will be due by 11:59 p.m. on June 3rd. Okay? Now, there are no dialogues this week because we will be taking the midterm oral exam. Okay? And so details and instructions are actually further down in this link. And make sure that if you have not already done so, that you have gone to my Google Calendar and signed up for a time. Okay. Now, the lista de tareas, a lot of this I've already gone over, but as with semana 1 and semana 2, semana 3, you have you can download the Word document plan, which is a detailed plan of the My Spanish Lab activities. You're going to, as I've already mentioned, watch this video. This week we're going to be covering pages 67 through 99, 67 a 99, in Salud, and you'll be doing the corresponding My Spanish Lab activities. The quiz in Blackboard this week is over words associated with the patient intake form, part 1. Okay, and right below this lista de tareas, you'll be able to see the link for the quiz. Okay, you want to study the terms that are located within that link, how they are spelled, accent marks, article, and gender. Okay, and you'll have 15 minutes to complete the quiz. So you want to make sure that you know the words very well. Okay? And in just a moment, I'm going to really talk about that as it's the next thing up. You'll complete the 2 grammar quizzes. Okay? I've kind of divided Capítulo 3 in 2 parts. So you'll have the first part of the grammar and the second part of the grammar. You'll complete and turn in your language, cultural, and contact presentation, and you'll take the oral exam. Okay? So as I scroll down, you'll see that in semana 3, the quiz is over words associated with the patient intake form. When I click on that link, this is what appears. And I apologize, my computer's running a little slow today. So, the first thing, I do want you to watch this video. Okay? It's very important. This video was recorded by another instructor, and it's very important that you listen to how this instructor also pronounces the different words. Okay? So I want you to listen attentively. I want you to take notes, study the vocabulary. Okay? Now, if by chance there are some issues with the video, that hasn't been a problem in the past, but just in case, you can click on here, El Ingreso del Paciente Parte 1, or Word List, and there you will find a list of the words presented. Okay. Now, here again is a link on placing accent marks using the keyboard. Remember that they are very important. An accent mark can change a word. There's 2 words, C and C. One has an accent, one doesn't. If it has an accent mark, it means yes. If it doesn't, it means if. So an accent mark can change the meaning, so you want to make sure you do that. Okay, so when you're ready to take the quiz, you'll click here. Okay, you'll have 1 attempt, 15 minutes. Okay. What's going to happen is very similar to prior quizzes. You're going to be given 10 words or expressions in English, and you will type in the equivalent in Spanish. Okay? Okay, and this will be, again, another quiz that I will grade. Okay, so if I go back to Semana 3, the next thing up is the Language and Cultural Contact Presentation, numero 1. When I click on that link, I come to this page, okay, where you have some detailed instructions. Okay. And again, as I open this, I apologize, I should have opened this beforehand. This PDF is good in helping you because it lays everything out. If it opens. Here we go. Okay, there's it, and it gives you some suggested places. Okay, you can also. Okay, the only difference is it's actually 35 points now instead of 30. I have not been able to change this PDF. It gives you some examples of where you can go for places that are related to healthcare. Okay? It does not have to be related to healthcare. You can watch movies. You can watch programs like Despierta America. Okay? And it's helpful to combine some things that are health related to things that are not health related, because some of these websites, they're very easy to go to read, but you don't necessarily see a lot of cultural difference in those. And so by watching a program, you can see some more of those cultural differences. Now, if you do watch a program, you can also set your subtitles to Spanish, and that way you can read as you watch, and that will help you in understanding. I don't suggest you put your subtitles to English. It's better to watch something a couple times in Spanish and glean what you can from it than it is to put it into English. Okay? So Here's an example of the language and cultural contact presentation. Keep in mind, this one goes way over the time limit. I mean, it is a good presentation, but you need to shorten it. For example, this person, put all these terms here on this first page with Despierta America. And what they could have done is just review 2 of them, and you could read the rest. Okay? That's a way of shortening it. Okay? For an example. Basically, if you have 4 to 5 slides, except for, not including the introduction slide, and you plan about a minute, minute and a half per slide, you should be just fine. Okay? Okay, so if I go back, or when you're ready, when you are ready to submit them, you're going to click here. Now I just realized it has the wrong date. It is Sunday, but it will read June 3rd. I will go back and change that. June 3rd. Okay, when you click on there, it's going to take you to this page. You're going to create a thread, and you'll notice here the due date is right within here. You'll create the thread, and then you will copy and paste your YouTube link into there. Okay. If you have any questions, please let me know. Okay. Then make sure you sign up for the midterm oral exam. Okay. I've mentioned that several times. You need to sign up before Tuesday, May 29th. And then you have instructions for your oral exam. Now you have them here, but they're also on a Word doc that you can download. Okay. I schedule 15-minute time break or time periods, and you will be connecting with me via Adobe Connect, and so you'll just go to that site right there where it's connect.asu.edu/mpeterson. Okay, after Tuesday the 29th, I will be posting the schedules for everybody for May 31st to make sure that everybody's in agreement. This is the time I signed up for. Okay, and you want to make sure that your webcam and your your microphone are working. Okay, last resort, we will use the phone. Okay, the exam consists in 2 parts. The first part is going to be actually over that patient intake form, part 1. And the second part is I'm going to choose one of the dialogues, either 1 through 4 from the first 2 weeks. I'll select one of those and we will do that dialogue together. Okay. And lastly, the recursos. You click on recursos. You come up to this page. Some students have had issues with stem changing verbs in the past, so I created something I do for my Spanish 101 courses, and the video is located right here. There's some extra information about the differences between Hispanic and Latino. Yeah, there's a canción to help you practice your vocabulary, your fluency. How to check your grade, online book. Okay. And this is to see the progress in my Spanish lab, not in Blackboard. And then I have PowerPoints over the different grammar sections that we have. Okay. So these are all the extra things that you have. Okay. Pues buena suerte. Again, let me know if you have any questions. Gracias.